This is the hair that happens when you put it up in a messy bun and then take it down. Hello friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be a what I ate and how I exercised in a day on the MyWwBlue plan. Quick little intro for those of you who may be watching this video on my channel and it's the first one of these WW videos that you've watched. I have been on the Weight Watchers program for coming up on 2 years. I started not last Halloween, but the Halloween before. I have lost a little over 50 pounds. I want to say mid-March it was 55 pounds, and then life has happened since then. Things have bounced around a little bit. They've gone up a little bit. They've started to come back down again. I feel a little bit more back on track. But I am on the WW Blue plan, which is the same as the Freestyle plan before that. And yeah, I'm trying to incorporate more exercise into my day, focus a little bit more on fitness rather than weight loss. And this video is a little bit different because I was really feeling like spending my points on salty snacks today. So I wanted to show you how I did that while still incorporating like protein, probably not enough fruits and veggies, but this is a little bit of a one-off for me. So let me start with telling you about my exercise in the morning. I did get up and go for a 5K run in the morning, which was very exciting for me. I did do a Couch to 5K program earlier this year, and a number of months ago I did run 5K for the first time. I found over the last 2 months I've been having sort of trouble getting up to 5K all the time. I've just found it's probably like a mental block, but also it's just been so incredibly hot and humid out that it's just been a little bit more difficult. But it was actually not too humid and a little cool in the morning. So I got up and went out and ran 5K. I did it in 35 minutes and 21 seconds, which is pretty good for me. It's about 30 seconds off of my fastest time that I've done a 5K in. So I did start the day off with a lot of exercise. So let's now get into the food. I didn't decide to start filming this what I eat in a day until after I had finished my coffee for the morning. So I thought I would just show you what I had, even though I've finished it already. So basically I was feeling a little peckish this morning and I had gone for a run and I want to get some protein in. So I have this protein that I got from PE Science, and this is the chocolate mint one, or mint cookie, I guess they call it. I also have snickerdoodle, which I don't love as much, and cake pop, which is really good. I'll be having some of that later on in the day. So a scoop of this is 2 points, but basically I measured out half a scoop and mixed it with a few tablespoons of milk. Basically, this is quite sweet as well, so I didn't feel a need to add any sweetener, which I usually put in my coffee. And once I had done that, I just filled this up with coffee. And I feel like whenever you watch these what I eat in a days, everybody has these beautiful, fancy, like espresso machines. I just use my Black & Decker coffee pot because generally I like to have a couple of cups of coffee in a day. I'll probably end up having another cup later just with milk and sweetener in it. But for this morning, I counted 1 point for the milk and 1 point for the half a scoop of protein. I have to say it was okay. I enjoy the taste of it better when I just use milk and sweetener, but it was a nice way to get my protein in for the morning. The only thing I would say if you decide to do this is don't let it cool, because I was sipping it while I was working and let it get a little too cool, and then some of the protein kind of congealed, which wasn't the best flavor. So I ended up nuking it in the microwave for a bit and like really stirring it pretty hard to get it to not be chunky, because a chunky drink is not what we want. So this was my morning coffee. I also thought I would mention, because I know I have some Canadian viewers, I went and bought myself these, or ordered myself these 3 masks. They were a little under $10 each from Reitman's, but there was actually a sale going on where if you bought one, you got one, I don't know, a certain amount off. But they're really cute patterns. They actually have little nose, like there's wire sewed into it. Yeah, they ended up being like $30 all in for these 3 masks. And they came within like a couple days of ordering them. So Reitman's here in Canada, if you're looking for somewhere to get some nice masks with some like good elastic ear loops. Yeah, I haven't taken them out for a test drive yet, but they seem pretty good so far. And also a lovely note from my neighbor because I accidentally had them delivered to the wrong apartment. Oops. So here we have my breakfast. I have here a President's Choice half of a bagel thin. These are the product here. It is 2 points for half of the bagel thin. Now I have to say, even though I knew these were bagel thins, I did my grocery order as a pickup order. I hadn't had these before. They're a little thinner and a little sadder than I expected them to be, but I'm sure it'll be tasty. And then I top that with 1 tablespoon of this herb and garlic cream cheese. Will that focus? There you go. And the cream cheese for 1 tablespoon is 2 points. I then have 1 egg scrambled just with some salt and pepper, so that is 0 points. So this is, I'm calling it my breakfast. It's noon right now. That tends to be around the time that I get hungry. So this is my 4-point breakfast, and then I'm also having it with my 2nd cup of coffee for the day, which just has equal sweetener and 2% milk in it. And I do count the milk sort of earlier on in the day. Basically the milk between this and my earlier cup ends up being 1 point. So I counted that earlier, and I'm going to go sit on my balcony and enjoy this. So I want to call this my lunch, but I don't want you to freak out that, you know, this is not enough for a lunch, because I'm going to be having a pretty, well, standard sized dinner, but basically I just want to leave a lot of room for snacking. It's, I don't know, I'm in the mood to have like some chips and popcorn and stuff later, so I wanted my lunch to be something that has a good amount of like protein and some fruit in it and is satiating, but I know this is a smaller meal. But if you guys have watched my channel before, you'll know what this is. Basically, I use a serving, a little less than a serving of 0% plain Greek yogurt. And here is more of that protein powder again. I mix it with a half scoop of this cake pop protein powder. And I find that that is just the right ratio to make it so that it's like a nice thickness, but it's not like cloyingly sweet. Or even I find sometimes with these protein powders, there can almost be like a bitterness at the end of them, but I don't find I get that when I do this combination. So this makes it not too sweet. And then I chop up a medium to large Granny Smith apple, and I mix that in so that each bite has some apple in it, and the sort of tangy, almost sourness of the Granny Smith apple, or tartness, I guess I should say, also helps cut that sweetness a little bit. So it's got this like sweet tart flavor to it, because I do find oftentimes these protein powders can be like overwhelmingly sweet. So this just feels like sweet yet refreshing, and because there's like protein and carbs from the apple and everything together, that it's just, as I said, satisfying and satiating. And for all of this on the WW Blue plan, the apple is 0 points, the yogurt is 0 points, and the half scoop of protein powder is 1 point. So this is a 1 point bowl. At this point in the day, I had been adding in a little bit of exercise here and there. Sometimes if I feel like watching a like 5 to 15 minute YouTube video, I will sort of just jog back and forth across my apartment, just sort of getting some exercise in, some extra steps, some extra movement during the day. I also have been looking around at different resources to try to do more body weight exercises, or just sort of more high impact, high intensity interval training, or just some more strength building stuff into my routine. So I did do Pamela Leif's good morning routine, which was only 10 minutes, but it was like squats and planks and stuff that I really wasn't used to. And yeah, it was hard. And I'm filming this little intro the next day, and I'm definitely feeling it, mostly in my shoulders, which is interesting. But that was sort of the last planned intentional exercise that I did for the day. So now back to the food again. It is snack time, which I was talking about earlier. I don't know, I'm a big fan of like Diet Pepsi, also Diet Coke, but I prefer Diet Pepsi. I don't like full sugar soda at all, but I always find these to be a treat. And I sort of held off on buying any to have at home, but then I realized it's like 0 calories. I'm not afraid of artificial sweeteners, and if it makes what I'm having feel like more of a treat, then that's good. And I have with it this little bag of lightly salted Lay's chips. This is going to be 5 points, which is pretty expensive points-wise, but that's why I had a later lunch, is I really felt like having some chips and a soda later. So that is what I'm gonna have as my pre-dinner snack. Yeah, I usually have like post-dinner snacking, but I don't know, sorry, if I seem a lot of breath, I just finished doing a workout, and it was harder than I expected it to be, even though it was only 10 minutes. So that's why I sound a little huffy and puffy. But yeah, I found that having like a bit of a snack before dinner, it just sort of takes off that edge of hunger and then makes my dinner feel even more satisfying. So I am going to enjoy this. Here we go for dinner. So this is going to take a little bit of an explanation, but I'm having turkey stuffing burgers. So I explained this before, but I made meatballs with it before, so I'll move this little apple slice. I made 4 turkey burgers, and I actually made these last night, so I just reheated this one for tonight. And you can see these are like huge. Like I have it on an English muffin there, and it's just completely over the sides of it. I use 1 package of turkey, which is about 1 pound of extra lean ground turkey, and it's mixed with 1 egg and a package of like stovetop stuffing. But the way that it's made is you put the stovetop stuffing into a bowl and you put a cup of hot water in with the stuffing to rehydrate it. Let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then you mix in the turkey, you mix in 1 egg. I like to add a little bit extra sage and thyme to get those sort of Thanksgiving-y spices in there. So one recipe of that makes these 4 large burgers. Like, I feel like that might give more of an idea compared to the English muffin of how big it is, and it's quite thick as well. And basically the only thing in here on the WW Blue plan with points is the stuffing mix. And because you're not using the butter in the stuffing, this is 3 points for a quarter package of the stuffing. I'm having this on an English muffin. I'm using these 100% whole wheat English muffins. It's a PC Blue menu, but these are 3 points per English muffin. I like a little bit of sweetness with my turkey, so I have just a slice of green apple on there, and I'll have the rest of the green apple in my yogurt tomorrow. I'm having it with a side of veggies, and then also a quarter portion of basically just like a clubhouse turkey gravy mix. So this is 1 point, and I'll just sort of be dipping the burger into that. So altogether, it is 3 points for the burger, 3 points for the bun, 1 point for that. So this is a 7-point dinner. I feel like there should be a way to make this look prettier. I wasn't kidding when I said it was going to be a snacky day. So here is my evening 6-point snack. I have here air-popped popcorn that I made in my WW silicone microwave popcorn popper. I use 3 tablespoons of kernels, which ends up being 3 points. And I've done a little light spray on here, just of olive oil spray for 0 points, just to let my Canadian cheddar popcorn seasoning stick a little bit, and that is apparently also 0 points. And then I have here a little bag of poppables. These are 3 points to the bag, and I'm just going to open this bag, throw it into there, and then I will have like a nice cheesy, crispy, salty mix of snacks for the end of the evening. So yeah, this is kind of a big snacking kind of day, but it was what I was in the mood for. Delightful, salty, cheesy snacks. In summary for the day, I did end up using 25 points altogether. However, at the same time, I also ended up earning 14 fit points, and I want to tell you a little bit more about that. I do track all of my activity on my Apple Watch, so the number of steps I get really gives me a lot of fit points. I definitely don't eat those all back, but I will eat more points on days where I get more exercise. I actually probably should have had a little bit more to eat, but I was pretty satisfied with everything that I had. So overall, in terms of active calories burned, I burned 824 calories. I did 64 minutes of sort of intentional exercise, getting my heart rate up. I got 18,111 steps, which translates into a distance of 12.9 kilometers. So in addition to running the 5K, just my regular movement during the day, moving around, I did end up getting quite a few steps. So that was my day. If you enjoyed this what I ate in a day and how I exercised in a day video, please give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below letting me know that you liked it, what else you'd like to see, what you think would improve these videos. I would love to hear that. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!